new video has started. Okay, that's fine. So I'm continuing to dream. Let me just reiterate. May 27, 2019, 5:40 p.m. Some dude with dreads. This was a dream. Some dude with dreads, not familiar to me, trying to intimidate me, came in my house and set things on fire. Just lit a fire in the living room. Dark-skinned guy had already called the authorities prior to him getting in. Me and the kids were sitting and they were doing homework. This was all three of my kids, and they got in the side door somehow. It was after another part in the dream where I heard the so-called matriarch that used to be across the street. The boys is supposed to be my boys' so-called great aunt. I heard her yell, telling people how she just stared at me, and I yelled out, "Yeah, I stared at her," and yelled out, "Yeah, I did stare you down, didn't I?" and dreads or locks. Oh no, hold on. Attention to myself. I don't know. I was trying to. I don't know. I guess I bought some attention to myself. So the guy with dreads came in my yard and stood at first at the front door. Couldn't get in. I was about to hit him with the bat. He was sitting. He was sitting or something. Then he came to the side door and was talking to the kids. It was open and he came in, lit the fire and tried. There's just some kind of enemy, but I just don't know, if it could really be somebody or some other natural thing that happened or whatever. Anyway, lit the fire and tried to act like he wasn't going to give me my child or let my child get to me. And I was talking about my younger son, which again, anytime I have a dream about my sons, either way it goes, I feel like they represent their so-called dad or whatever. Then he tossed him over to me in a crazy way. And baby, if we talking about tossing anybody over here as far as their so-called dad is concerned, baby, toss me that check. Toss me that check. The only thing with his name on it I want is the fact that that check. That check. I ain't trying to be mean or funny or nothing like that, but it's kind of humorous to me. He tossed them over to me in a crazy way. The only things we were allowed to get were a few, like a book bag. My oldest son had his coat on. The guy grabbed the tablet. It was a tablet I used to use, and he was turned backwards. So I grabbed it out of his hands, and I held on to it, and I told him I needed for him, meaning I was needed to be able to talk to, I guess, because at the time, that's how I was talking to the boys' so-called dad. I was whining. I was feeling a little scared. I think he must have got on the phone with my daughter's so-called dad. So, some type of connection regarding that. There were some other people, too. His so-called mom was one of them. She had two short ponytails going in a crazy way, and I yelled at her, "No, get out," and she yelled back and tried to ransack the house or look through it. And I think that's what be happening when you try to, with my daughter, you're trying to find out what's going on, whatever. Me and the kids end up outside, and fire trucks were passing by but not stopping. I was wondering where the authorities were that I had already called. Seems like that's what I be doing these days. The guy who had lit the fire came over towards me trying to still mock and scare me. Then I woke up. The guy was trying to take the tablet for himself before he destroyed the rest of the house. So it's got something to do with devices or whatever. And then the house looked different, set up different. He made it seem as if he was going to make my youngest son burn in the fire, or the little boy that I felt was my youngest son, but he handed him over. My hair was in a pony with like some strands hanging out and down behind my ear. That's how I used to wear my hair like when I first moved over here, like 2010-ish. Okay, and this is a dream from 11/17, which is when my son was born. Could have been 2015 or it might have been 2019. I don't know. A dream where we were sitting somewhere getting a few pieces of cake from my daughter's so-called dad. I don't know. I guess that's money. I don't know. He gave 3, but I asked for a 4th. And then, okay, so I said today is my youngest son's birthday. He was putting it in a black bottom container with a clear lid, like when I ordered from Cheese Factory DoorDash. Handed it to me, and may have been something else in with it. My daughter's so-called grandma was sitting next to him at the table on his right side. I was on his left, but was turned more towards him, facing him. Just found out the address for my daughter's so-called, grandmammy. And I found that out definitely earlier than before my daughter went over there. Okay, so that's all the dreams or whatever for on that. Let me just double check again. That's all the dreams on that one. Let me check other little areas. There's some stuff in here, baby, because I don't be... What? No matching results. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Did I look here? I had to look in different places because I will jot down a dream or something somewhere real quick. Okay, February 13th, 2020. I saw that the so-called matriarch of course, I just say, that's putting it respectfully, which I don't really care for them, and I don't really have no respect. But anyway, I saw that the so-called matriarch from across the street had a white pickup truck in front of the house on just another street that she was living on. Also, my son started crying while I was speaking about the abortion, and he said he had a vision that I was dressed in brown and he was with me at some blue apartments near the highway, and he said his dad had on a Bulls jersey. And he had a pickaxe and he was trying to kill me. That was a day after we went to the mall. We met up with my daughter's so-called dad. Let's see. But he did hit my right arm and it was blood started coming out. Then I got away from him. But he chased us and he told my son, "This is your last meal." My son had a vision with all of that. Last meal is what someone gets on death row. Just found out that my daughter's so-called grandma came up to a certain camp when my daughter was still going, and she didn't inform me. My daughter didn't inform me, and nobody else informed me. It was on the same day her so-called dad got her. After that, I removed her. I told her that it wasn't wise, and she should have told me. She came up to hug her and see her. That hug, honey. And she hugged which I'm going to hug my daughter when I'm in passing with her, but that's my child. You know what I'm saying? Hug my neck to do something. Oh yeah, I was saying she hugged my neck to do something brutal. Also, one of my so-called husband cousins had claimed that she called his mom when he came up there. I had a dream that my so-called mom told this same cousin not to give me some info about somebody. I don't know what to do. Whatever. Okay. Let's move to another account just to double check and see if there's any more dreams anywhere about this madness. Like, literally, this stuff be madness. Okay. Don't see nothing there. Don't see anything there. So how's that? Whatever. I'm just looking. See if I wrote, like, sometimes, you can have a dream with something and then you put the name in wrong. So I was just trying to see if I do that. And that's pretty much it. Let's see, where else can I look? That's it. Let me just upload these videos.